machine. However, serendipitously, as marketing works sometimes best when you're not paying attention to it, I tell the machine story on that video, on that special. I posted it on Facebook. That December, I posted the whole machine story at like the perfect time on December 27th. And at that time, I mean, this is like, you couldn't have come up with this plan. New Year's and Christmas fell on like a Tuesday and a Wednesday or something that way. So people had like a legit 2 weeks off for the holiday. Like, no one worked for 2 weeks. I posted it right in the middle of that. And I'm shirtless. And so that story goes viral because it's a great story, but I'm shirtless. So all of a sudden, I am branded, like recognizable in this way that I had not, it was not my intention.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yeah, I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, no. I don't want my stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I don't think I'm chosen to be the king of rock. Think the people are spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna fly, causing all this commotion. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, rock and roll. That's right. I swear to God that I can drop it wrong. I got shot in the sound. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. I don't care what they all say. That's right. I'ma do this thing my way. Been grinding hard on it all day. We work hard and we all play. I'm addicted to the grind, man. So I refuse to waste time, man. One day it all will be fine, man. Gotta commit to the grind, you know, man. I'm back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track. In addition to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making raps, making millions. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, but I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, rock and roll. That's right. I swear to God that I can drop it, bro. I got shot and I ain't stopping, bro. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
I need recommendations for good speakers. I've had these speakers for 17 years and the wires are broken and everything like that. John, you buy me the Bose speakers and I'll use them. Shit, I wish I was.
Got it all wrong. You just gotta hold on and on and on and on. I think I got it. Take a look around me, taking pages from a magazine. Looking for the
We're going to talk about that more, Mike.
You know the truth can be a weapon to fight all of ill intentions. You answer to the same question. How many times will you learn the same lesson? Got it all wrong. You just got it all wrong. 'Cause we're gonna be legends. Gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends. Take a look around me, taking pages from a magazine, looking for the answer. Ever since we were 17, 'cause we're gonna be legends. We're gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends. Get your own answer. Got this feeling in our souls we carry. It's about to be legendary. This is what we came for. Couldn't want it anymore. Never turn back now. Got to leave it all on the floor. Dreaming of the fail, the struggles and the trade-offs. Hiding truth, they can't come away. Tell them the truth, but they think it's just made up. They were gonna be legendary. 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 We're gonna be legends.
Here we go. I hear that music and I start getting pumped. I'm like, yeah, That's what she said. What's up, good folks? How you doing? How you doing? What do we got going on this morning? It's a cold one here in PA. It's currently 34 degrees. It is 9 a.m. We're expected a high of 39 today, but man, it's going to be cooking out in my shop. We're running Pete's Sumatra Black roast this morning. All right, Matt's coming in. We got Taser coming in with what I learned from starting my own business. Okay, we'll cover that. That'll be first topic. And no more Spurs. So John had an issue with his woods were furring up on him. He was running a certain type of bit, and he was getting a lot of stragglers, a lot of fibers pulling up to the surface. Choice of bit, sharpness of bit, speeds on the bit, stuff like that. I just feel like smashing my machine. Welcome to the journey, my man. Welcome to the journey. Okay, so to start off the show, we are going to talk about what I learned from starting my own business. Damn. So starting my own business, I wish I could say that I was a good businessman. I'm not. I'm a creator, I'm a maker, and I'm a doer. I suck at business. I have no organizational or system protocols in place. It's literally when it comes in, it's at the forefront of my mind. I write it down and I do it. If I don't write it down, I'm screwed, you're screwed, we're all screwed, so on and so forth. Uh, I literally just hop from project to project to project, trying to make the most out of the time I have for my day. And that's it. That's all I do. The biggest takeaway I learned from starting my own business was I shouldn't be in business. It's by the grace of God that I've been able to make Croft CNC what it is. It's perseverance and hard work, and that's about what you get. I mean, I have really run myself ragged trying to make shit happen. It's going to happen. It's going to. It's just really difficult. I don't really know what to say to make that better. I don't know what to do to make that better, because at this point, I'm in such high demand that I can't stop what I'm doing to reset. So my theory is I usually have a stall between Christmas and February. My theory is I am going to blast out a shop workflow software system, and then as it goes into the queue, I'll have a daily to-do list and go from there. I'll be able to order stuff as it comes in. I'll be able to budget better and everything like that. I don't think you guys realize, like, Croft CNC is just it's a pipe dream. It literally it was a test of personal fortitude to make this happen. I mean, we struggle every day, and it really shouldn't be like that. And there are people that could make it much easier, much faster, much better, much more clear and concise than me. There are guys out there making it, and I'm proud of them. I myself, I had the courage to start the business, and that's kind of what it takes, is the courage to just jump off the ledge. I left a really good career, really comfortable career. It was something that I could have stayed comfortable, but I like being uncomfortable. So that's why I started the business. I felt very claustrophobic where I was at, what I was doing. I felt like I was a teacher, and I felt like administration was shoehorning me. I didn't get along with the dean. Conflict of personalities. It got to the point where, like, I was just trying to push a button just to see what reaction I could get. Just like, hey, let's do this. Like, I was trying to pick a fight. Let's be honest. I mean, I have no problem saying that. I have no problem saying that I'd win. I mean, I think he's a spineless weasel. Hi. It wasn't a good environment for me, for my mental well-being. So I did this, and now I struggle and I run it. It's nowhere near where it needs to be, but I'm hoping that this year is the year where I get somebody in here to help. Once I get help in here, it's going to be great, because right now, Croft CNC is a one-man show. I do all the social media. I do Coffee and Cuts. I do the programming. I do the creating. I run the machines. I hand clean everything. I powder coat everything. I ship everything. Like, I do everything. And you can't run a business like that and grow it. Not a supply business. And that's the biggest takeaway. That right there is the biggest takeaway, Matt, is what I learned is, in order to scale your business, you have to know your business. And if you know your business, you have to know how to scale it. If you can scale it, you just have to follow the script. It's just, it's one of those follow the script. And my script for this year is find the person or people to make life happen. And I got 2 guys that we're seriously talking. And if those talks come through, Croft CNC is going to be revolutionized. We have something a little more than Croft CNC that's planned, and it's really cool because it's all about the need for people to help and feed off of each other, because it gets very lonely. I don't think anybody realizes how lonely it actually gets out in your shop by yourself. And some people like that, and I like that at times. Like, there are times where I just go out there just to get away. Like, I get away from my wife, I get away from my kid, I get away from my dogs, and I just go. And it's my serenity place. And that's good when the machines are running. When the machines are messing up and you got to sit there and babysit a machine, and you're like, I got so much to do, and I got my wife's bitching at me, my kid needs this, we're worried about money, we're all this stuff, and your world is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. You need those guys to say, shut the fuck up and move forward. Like, you're blazing a trail, do it. You know, and it's just one of those things. You consistently move forward. That's all you can do. That's all you got to do, is move forward. And if you're moving forward by yourself, it gets difficult to carry the world on your back. You know, I'm super excited about this concept. Let's see. There's a concept coming up. Those men know who they are, and I am excited about it. I hope that comes to light and becomes reality. It's one of those things that needs to happen. Mike, you're absolutely right. It becomes a new day, but sometimes you get so ran down that you lose sight of everything. And for me, I lose sight of everything, and everything starts to implode. And whenever it starts to implode, that's when I operate best, because I'm under so much pressure that I have no choice other than to make it work. And that's how I operate best. You know, that is exactly it. So some of the big takeaways for me is I learned a ton about myself. I make no qualms about it. I'm a doer and I'm a worker. I am not a business guy. Like I had to take a self-evaluation and realize what my strengths are. And now I need to find that man or men that can bring out the best in me by adding their best. You know, and the idea of Cerberus is one of those. Cerberus was the three-headed dog. You know, and I hope that the idea of Cerberus comes to life here in PA, hopefully Lock Haven area, and I can buy a building and we can make the world go round, because that's what it takes. That's what it is. I'm looking forward to the idea of Cerberus, because it takes my shortcomings and pairs them with other people's shortcomings and pairs it with their strengths with my strengths, and we can feed off of each other. And when that happens, you guys are going to see something so fantastic that I really don't think the world is going to be able, not the world, but the world of CNC machining, hobby machining content is going to be able to handle. Like, it's going to be so much good stuff and it's going to impact so well. But you gotta eat shit for a little while, you know. I've been eating shit for 3 years now, and it ain't getting any easier. As a matter of fact, it's getting harder and harder and harder. So, you know, I cut off my Christmas orders. I'm not taking any more Christmas orders. And yeah, just moving forward with what I got. And that's where everything's going to be from now until the end. You know, I write my own check, so I'm going to keep moving forward and blazing new trails and trying new things. So at the end, Matt, what I learned most about business is working for yourself sounds great, but it's hard work. And everything is about yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to motivate yourself. You have to move yourself. And the weight is on your shoulders. All right, let's see here. We are getting some major interaction this morning. What's the highest level of speed I can run the X-Carve to watch a train wreck happen in my shop? So those of you that don't know, John is fed up with his X-Carve. He does not have background in CNC, so he's kind of fed up and wants to blast his machine out. John, this is exactly what we were talking about with business. You have to take a break, you have to take a breath, and you have to walk away. What you have to do is get me down to you, or you come up to me. We sit down, we organize everything, and we show you how to run the machine. That's all there is to it. All you got to do is run the machine and move forward. Once you learn how to run your machine, that's the problem, is you don't have any understanding of your machine. So it's very frustrating. It doesn't have to be that way. You're making it that way. So take a deep breath, relax, do whatever you do to get right, and go from there. All right. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Had to take a customer call. Got one of my customers is coming to pick up some custom ordered signs, and then they bought some stuff that they're actually bringing back to have me powder coat because they like the powder coat color so much on their other piece. So I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see. Siobhan, I've known Siobhan for decades. Choosing the right fonts or how to tell a client politely that it is not going to work or look good. Siobhan, I think the best way to do that is to show the client, like explain to them how. I'm lucky. A lot of my people actually ask me what my thoughts are, or they say, design this. They give me their concept and then I run with it. There are aspects that I try to hold true to, but for the most part, I just do whatever I want to do. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. And I move forward. Sometimes you have clients that are dead set on what they want. Let them have it. If that's what they want, let them have it. If not, if they're willing to listen to you and they're willing to go through everything with you, then you explain to them how you can make it better. So for me, prime example, let's see. I'm loading up VCarve right now. Let's do a screen share. I need to shrink this so I can see. Okay, so we'll create a new file, 8 by 8 by 25. The customer tells me that they want this text. Oh. All right. We're going to make this 8 inches wide. Apply. Okay, you look at that. That does not look good at all. The font decision there. Font I choose for a design was a Royal Pain to get right. Tested it out on the plasma first, and it blew out curves. Yeah, that happens. So Siobhan, the text here doesn't look good. Okay, for signage. So let's go in and I show you this and I point out to you that it doesn't look good. I say, hey, this doesn't look good at all. It's not going to carve well. you're going to have a lot of staggered lines and a lot of parts that don't connect. Maybe we could choose a better font, and I have choices for them. You know, they want something very, very feminine. You want like a script or something of that nature. They want something very kind of old English. I have a couple old English that I go to. So this is more like Chicano Chicano tattoo style script. So if they want like a hard old English, I have another old English here. I love using this one. I love that. And depending on if they want color, gold leafing, different applications like that, you know, we can work with it and go from there. And it's just one of those, like, I have, if I think it's going to look better, I better have a solution for the customer before I say that's not going to look good. If I say that's not going to look good, I have to provide them with an opportunity to say this is going to look better. So like right now, if you wanted an old English style, you know, this is a good like crafters font. It's legible. It kind of has that script feel. You can run the A over to the N. You can connect the H. You know, you can connect a lot of the letters without too much hassle. Like I would probably copy this part of the H, put it on the B, and come around. The O I would extend out. The I would extend over. The S I would extend over. You know, so this would be a good crafter style script. This one would be a great, like if you're doing a scrolled sign or an arced sign, this works out beautiful. You know, and you can also mix different fonts. So this is the capital. So if I leave the S capital and I got BHAN. Okay. Now those are lowercase, so you have a whole nother font, but I don't want the N like that. I want the N like that. Okay. Now I can go from here to here, there. Select that, place it there, keep vertical. Scale that to fit. Close that. Delete that. Now turn that into a vector. Select that one and that one. And we're going to move these connectors so that they arc up. Like this. So now I can connect here. Okay, that looks pretty good. I have pretty good connection there. Let's bring this I down. Okay. This O definitely needs to come down. The B looks pretty good. The H needs to come up. Let's see. There. Now I took that design, arced it there, and that looks pretty good. Now we'll take this, we'll copy, we'll move it down, and I want the I and the A to extend down, so I can actually cut and make my own font. Okay, so what I might do is take this and this, and I'm going to shrink this so that that corner goes in there. I'm going to stretch this one so that that corner goes there. Definitely going to stretch the B, and definitely going to stretch the H. And then the A looks like it's going to need to stretch so that this part there. Now, just by playing around with arcs, changing the capitalization of a few letters, the case set of a couple letters, and then doing some stretching on them, that'll make a really good sign. You know, and then there's something to be said for maybe taking this arc. Let's clean this up a little bit. We'll vector validate. We're going to preview that. Now we're going to go into node edit. And let's see here. There we go. All right. Cut vector there. Why won't it let me cut my vector? Cut vector there. Now, go into transform. And we're going to move this under the O. And I'm going to create an arc that's sympathetic. there. There. And this is what we get paid the big bucks for, is to educate our customers on this. You got to remember, you are the reason your customer is coming to you. You know, they want your design. So now I can do that. I could take this scroll and move it over into the S or into the N. And now I'm going to come up at the apex. Okay. And I'm going to come back down into here where I can still get a good arc on it. And I'll just play around with it until I get exactly what I want. And sometimes it's going to work, and sometimes it's not. And you're going to have all of that ready for your client. So you could do something like that. Like I come in, I'd basically copy this arc up and expand that out. But just by doing those few little things like I did, I could come here and arc that, give it a nice steady arc, and change the whole font. Okay, so it's all about adding filigree and different text and everything like that as you go through. I mean, you can use the same exact text, but have seven, like Desire. They have 7 different designs, plus they have different uppercase, lowercase, and alternative fonts. So you have to know your font packages and what fonts are available and what the end goal vision you and the customer have. You guys have to be on the same page, or they have to say, hey, we trust you enough, do it. Okay. And you have to come with a couple different options. Like when I do design work, I send you your first copy. And if you say no, we go back to the drawing board. But before I go to the drawing board, I sit there with a pen and paper and I go, what don't you like about this? Well, I don't like the font in general. Okay. Do you want more script? Do you want more block? Do you want Times New Roman style? Do you want Calibri style? What style of text do you want? And I just build off of that. So the best I can tell you, Siobhan, is know what you're doing. So if I'm doing, let's see here. Okay, here's a prime example. let's share this. Okay. This was the first rendition of a cake topper. They loved the Mr. and Mrs. They hated the change in block. So when I sent this to them, they said, "Hey, we don't like that." I said, "Well, you like the script. Do you not like the Schneider?" They said, "No, we don't like the font that it's in. We don't like the kind of blockiness compared to the upper script." So what I did was I went in and I remade it. Like this. So I just blew it out a little bit more. It's the same font, a little bit of tweaking to it, and a little bit thicker lettering so that the name stands out more than the Mr. and Mrs. And, you know, it's stuff like that. Like if you look at the size of the R, I made this thicker. It's the same font, but I made that thicker. And I made sure that I could combine it. You know, there's a line right here. That line's not going to work. So whenever I did it, I actually did a little clip here. And a little clip here. And this is stuff that the client is never going to realize or see. I knew that my line size was 0.15 for this. So I just did a little loop there and then connect them. And now everything flows together. Nothing looks out of place. You know, as far as they're concerned, that arc right there was supposed to be that way. If you really wanted to modify it, you could have went in and did something like this. XX. Pull that. Now, just that little bit of change. You see something in there? So what I'll do is I'll actually go Z, find the node point, I know what my arc wants to be. And I'll re-arc that. There's a little deviation there. So I'll go Z, N, N. Right in there. Join. Now that curvature looks like it belonged the whole time, right? So as we're looking at the curvature, there's nothing really holding that back in terms of the design. So I'm good to go. And then I just go through and I make sure all of my line weights are correct, the way that they look right. You know, and just keep moving forward. So, Siobhan, I hope that answered your question. Choosing the right fonts or how to tell a client politely, this is not going to work or look good. Basically, design it, show them, look, your idea looks like shit. It's not going to work out. It's not going to be the way you want it. You're not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not doing it. Or here's your design. Here's a design that I think might get you to your idea a little bit better. Okay. And you just have to play politics a little bit in terms of that. I really hope that answered your question a little bit better. So now we have our topic of conversation is that new CNC for Newbies machine and what this bad boy looks like put together and actually ready to go. You guys have no idea the work and craftsmanship that went into this. Let's share that. Look at this thing. Okay, that's the side profile. Look at how well the wires are routed. All grounds, all drain lines. Everything's all ready to go. That thing is just absolutely beautiful. So this is one of those situations where this is a major piece. You know, they don't dick you around on anything. I mean, you got a 2x4 extrusion. They use American extrusions or American sized extrusions. This is a 1 by 3 or 1 1/4 by 3 extrusion. And man, the whole thing just coming together really shows off what this machine is capable of. All the surfaced pieces. I mean, this thing is just spectacular, in my opinion. I can't wait to have this up and running and showcase to you guys what we're looking at. This is the X-axis motor interaction. Look at the spring push. This pulley actually pulls it. It pushes against that rack, so it wants to pull away. This spring right here keeps it pushing forward. That way it takes up any deviation in the rack. Your end stops so it doesn't go off the linear rail. This thing is just a beautiful specimen. We talked about the slot and tab welded together. You know, all this stuff is done in-house in their shop. Whole area underneath for storage of materials or cabinets or whatever you so choose. I think what I'm going to do is probably put a tool cabinet in, like a tool drawer in right here. And and build on that. But those are the things that you look for. I am so excited for these guys to have this together. I really think that this is going to be a revolutionary machine for the light industrial hobby machinists to play around with. Like it's light duty enough that you can put it in your garage, but it's heavy duty enough that you're going to basically be able to replace parts for, you know, cents on the dollar compared to the industrial machines. So, John, do I need WinZip with paint.net? You're going to have to unpack the paint.net. People, let's see. It's getpaint.net. Don wants to know about paint.net. Paint.net is my my alternative to like Microsoft Paint and stuff like that. It's much more powerful than that Microsoft Paint and stuff of that nature. It's a good go between like Photoshop and Microsoft Paint. I learned about this through my buddy Rob Johnson, who we had on the second or third show, I think, something like that. But basically, you get it for free if you want. I recommend you donate to Jason and help him out so that he can design more plugins and stuff. But it's really good, like it shows here. I enjoy it mainly just because it's something that I learned early on and I just kept with it. Let's share screen. So this is paint.net. You can actually right up here, if I want that back, I just hit that. If I want all my layers, I want my history, I want my settings. I can take that all off and on and then go from there. So I usually have those up. Right here gives you your tool selection and what to do. You can invert colors. You can stamp them. You can create shapes. You can draw lines, everything like that. So if I wanted to, I would open let's go here. Okay, I want this one, image, crop selection. Okay, image resize. That's 4 inches high. Okay, let's go here. There. Crop that. crop that. Okay. Resize it. Let's do at least a 150. Let's make that 15 inches high. Let's now select the white. Let's invert that. Select the black. Invert that. Select that. Okay. Click off of it. Make sure it looks good. Zoom in. Touch this up. Okay. Save as a JPEG on the desktop. Okay. Close that. Let's bring in VCarve. We know we want this to be 24 inches tall. We want that to be 8 inches wide. Okay. We bring this in. We make that height 24 inches. Let's unlink this and make this an even 475. Let's now make this 24 tall by 4.75 wide. Let's center it. Okay. Now we go here. We preview. Let's zoom in. We've got a lot of noise there. Okay. All right. Now we can vectorize that. Overall, it doesn't look horrible. Doesn't look great. I wouldn't use this, but that's just me. So what I would do is I would actually go, and this ties everything in with the font choice. Is what I would do is actually go do a font search on what this is. I would do I would delete that. I would do a text HOME Times New Roman. That's what that looks like. Like that. Move it up into place. take the bottom, move it up, move the sides in. Okay. All right. Now change that to there. Like that. And now just go font line by font line. Expand that out. Expand that out. That's good. That's good. Good there. Good there. Now I could actually cut this and bring it in more and everything like that. Control V. That copies it. Move that. It's a little off, but it's a little off up there. Okay. Now I can take this. Center that. Center that. And now I need something in this area. So we just do a text. Sweet. I'll go to Jauntry Gent. I know that's a good one. Not quite it. I don't like that one at all. So now I just play around with different fonts here and do my design and go from there. So that's how you can use a template to make it your own. All right. All right, guys. We did some quick talk about the CNC for Noobs machine. We'll be getting that going this week. We talked about paint.net. We talked about business. We talked about font selection. I'm going to end it because I got work to do.